This is News 3 Now at 10.
Thank you for joining us tonight. In a special address this evening, the governor is asking for unity in the fight against COVID-19.
During that address, Governor Evers also announced he is signing an executive order urging Wisconsinites to stay home as much as possible. Madeline O'Neill is following this story. Maddie, what makes this different from the safer at home order from the springtime?
Well, because of the way court processes have gone, the governor's hands are kind of tied when it comes to what he can do. So instead of mandates, this order heavily relies on recommendations, which center around staying home.
Right now, we've got plenty to prove and a lot to lose.
With Wisconsin nearing 2,500 lives lost to COVID-19, one evaluation estimates the state could lose another 2,500 by New Year's Day.
Wisconsin, this is serious. The crisis is urgent.
Speaking to the state Tuesday night, Governor Tony Evers referred to his spring safer at home order struck down by the Wisconsin Supreme Court.
A decision that hamstrung our ability to respond to this virus by using the tools supported by science and public health experts.
Instead of focusing on what can't be done, Evers is asking everyone to do what they can.
The surges we see, the new cases, the hospitalizations, and the deaths, these are not foregone conclusions.
Executive Order number 94 issues recommendations centered around staying home as much as possible, only leaving when absolutely necessary, like to get tested or pick up food or prescriptions.
It's not safe to go out. It's not safe to have others over. It's just not safe. And it might not be safe for a while yet.
Evers is asking everyone to avoid gatherings with those outside your household, businesses to encourage working from home, and customers to support restaurants by using carryout or delivery services only.
Our bars, restaurants, small businesses, families, and farmers will continue to suffer if we don't take action right now. Our economy cannot bounce back until we contain this virus.
He says that can be done.
Anybody would be a fool to count us out, Wisconsin.
But it will take everyone.
Let's get to work and let's move forward together, Wisconsin. Thank you.
Evers says he'll be announcing a package of COVID-19 legislation to make sure the state has the resources necessary for those who need them, but isn't offering any more details on that tonight.
Maddie, thank you. There was a record number of new deaths, as we mentioned, in Wisconsin today. 74 in the state died in just the last 24 hours. A first death was also reported in Pepin County today, meaning all 72 counties now have at least one confirmed COVID death. There were more than 7,500 new cases, as well as more than 300 hospitalizations. And right now, more than 2,000 people are in the hospital seeking treatment for COVID-19. 156 of them right here in Dane County. That is a new high. UW Hospital currently has 7 COVID-19 units. They're making facility changes right now to build an 8th. Dr. Jeff Pothoff says that means fewer rooms and staff to work on non-COVID patients. He says it's a balancing act, helping those who need care immediately, regardless of the reason.
Every day has been just a little bit worse than the previous day, you know, if that trajectory continues on, we will be in a situation where we're making decisions about less than ideal locations to take care of patients who have COVID-19 in the not too distant future.
UW Health sent 2 COVID-19 patients to the alternate care facility near Milwaukee. SSM Health sent 1, and Meriter Unity Point has not yet sent any. Doctors say not everyone meets the requirements to go there.
Across the country, hospitalizations from the virus have reached an all-time high with more than 60,000 people. The United States currently averages more than 1,600 new hospitalizations per day, and the U.S. has also now reported more than 100,000 new cases each day for the last week straight. In Madison, it was another day of long lines at the Alliant Energy Center's community testing site, with some waiting up to 4 hours. We know Tuesdays are the site's first day open for the week, and that's when we've seen significant waits for the past 5 weeks here since Public Health Madison and Dane County took over testing from the National Guard. Public Health is reminding people to use this service if you have symptoms, were in close contact with someone who tested positive, or work around a lot of people or high-risk populations, not just for peace of mind.
UW officials plan to increase the frequency of COVID-19 testing for students in a pair of campus residence halls, Whitty and Celery. The university says it's an effort to reduce the spread. As the university university spokesperson says they are starting to see another increase in cases on campus. The university did not specify how often those students would be tested. Both dorms were put on a 2-week quarantine, you'll recall, earlier in the semester. And according to the university's online dashboard, there are 25 new cases confirmed today, 23 students, 2 employees. The 7-day average positivity rate, 2.8% now. 65 students are in on-campus isolation. 48 are in housing quarantine.
The United Way of Dane County is now offering free take-home coronavirus test kits. The kits were available for pickup at 2059 Atwood Avenue today and again tomorrow. In fact, you can pick one up anytime between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. tomorrow. According to a post from United Way's Facebook page, each kit must then be registered online, mailed, and received by November 18th. Madison's temporary men's homeless shelter is moving. It has been at the Warner Park Community Recreation Center, but now it'll move to the City Fleet Services building on 1st Street. Mayor Satya Rose Conway made that announcement Tuesday afternoon, saying the new site will be able to house more men in need while also providing appropriate social distancing. She wrote in a statement, with no immediate end of the COVID pandemic in sight, the issue of protecting our most vulnerable remains a priority.
Well, switching to weather now, the storms have made their way to a very windy night. You've probably heard it rattling the rooftops out there. Here's Gary with the latest.
Yeah, 1-2 punch. We had the storms roll through this afternoon with some high winds and now just general high winds across much of southern Wisconsin. The showers and storms that we had earlier have swept eastward across Lake Michigan and are moving through lower Michigan. So those storms are really moving along to the north and west. Snow continues across parts of Minnesota and northwestern Wisconsin. High temperatures today made it into the middle 60s here in Madison early this morning before temperatures dropped off. Janesville was into the early lower 70s even as late as early this afternoon. And the severe weather threat was in that southeastern part of the state where temperatures were a little bit warmer. Now the colder air is taking hold. 40s are still found near Lake Michigan, but just about everybody else has dropped into the 30s. And these are the current wind gusts in the 35 to almost 50 mile per hour range. You can see a 48 mile an hour wind gust in Juneau in the last hour. The wind advisory has been expanded back to the west a little bit, and it runs until 4 a.m. tomorrow morning from much of the viewing area. Winds will die down early tomorrow morning. Look for skies to be mostly sunny for tomorrow. It'll be colder, but seasonably cold with a high temperature of 45 degrees. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that includes more November-like weather for the rest of the week.
Gary, thank you. Republican leaders across the country and here in Wisconsin are continuing to back claims of alleged voter fraud by the president without substantial evidence. Today, Wisconsin U.S. Senator Ron Johnson was asked if he has spoken to President-elect Joe Biden yet.
Senator, have you congratulated Vice President Biden yet?
No.
Why not?
As President-elect Joe Biden makes plans for his administration, President Trump is pushing ahead with legal challenges to the election results. Natalie Brand reports from Wilmington, Delaware.
President-elect Joe Biden says President Trump's refusal to concede is not slowing down his transition plans.
The fact that they're not willing to acknowledge we won at this point is not of much consequence in our planning and what we're able to do between now and January 20th.
President Trump has yet to accept defeat as his legal team pursues claims of voter fraud.
I just think it's an embarrassment, quite frankly. How can I say this tactfully? I think it will not help the president's legacy.
Vice President Mike Pence met with Republican senators on Capitol Hill Tuesday. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says there's time to investigate the president's allegations before the election is certified.
I don't think we're going to have an interrupted transition to whoever is the next administration. I think we ought to quit all the hand-wringing and not act like this is extraordinary.
Natalie Brand, CBS News, Wilmington, Delaware.
World leaders continue to congratulate Biden on his win. Today, the president-elect spoke with French President Emmanuel Macron, German Chancellor Angela Merkel, as well as British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. New tonight, state Republicans have re-elected Representative Robin Vos as Assembly Speaker and Jim Steineke as the Assembly Majority Leader. There were efforts from 2 other members to take a different approach, but they were rejected. Meanwhile, the Assembly Democrats also re-elected Gordon Hintz, Minority Leader, without opposition. opposition.
Next at 10, the increase in gunfire continues in Madison. If you just look at shell casings police have found, that number is about to double the amount found in all of last year. In just the last week, 75 shell casings found outside Schwegler's Lanes on Saturday. The number has jumped by about 100. The amount of shell casings found in the city in 2020 so far is approaching 1,000, and the number of people hit by gunfire is also going up.
You know, last year it was 25 or 26, and we're coming up on 50 here this year already again. So, you know, the metrics are all moving in the wrong direction, and it's, you know, pointing to a level of violence that I don't think any of us should accept.
Well, the amount of shots fired incidents going up as well, with about a 75% increase from last year. Chief Wall says we've been lucky that more unintended targets haven't been hit. 2020 is tied with 2017 for the most deaths by gunfire. That number is 11, but the fear is the trend will continue adding more deaths to that total. And new tonight, Middleton police say they've made an arrest in connection with a shooting last night. Officers responded to the Quality Inn on Siebold Road, where they say a gunshot victim ran into the lobby seeking help. Tonight, 24-year-old Deontay Gaines was taken into custody, charged with attempted homicide and reckless injury. The 30-year-old victim was shot twice but is expected to survive. Police say the two were known to each other. And tomorrow afternoon, officials with the Sauk County Sheriff's Office plan to share an update on an investigation into a homicide at Devil's Lake. The body of 24-year-old John Craig Schmutzer was found along the Grottos Trail in the park nearly a month ago. That was October 14th. Press conference scheduled for 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon at the Sauk County Law Enforcement Center. We'll have the latest updates on News 3 Now and Channel3000.com.
Still to come tonight, the state's education department is asking the legislature for more money going forward. Plus, the United States Supreme Court today hearing arguments on the legality of the Affordable Care Act. A closer look when we come back.
Toyotathon is on. Now's the time to get a great deal on Tacoma, RAV4, Camry, and more.
I'll take it.
I'll get this wrapped up for you. I wish I hadn't just unwrapped it.
Right now, during Toyotathon, you can lease an adventurous new 2021 Toyota RAV4 for $219 a month. Visit Toyota.com to learn more.
Toyotathon is on. Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
If you lose direction, you can grab my hand. I'll be the one behind you to say no. One-man band. Just follow your dreams and keep your promises.
We're all different, but we all want a Medicare plan that meets our needs. That's why we'll help you find yours, even if it's not ours. Register for an online seminar or a one-on-one appointment with a friendly rep today.
Take your day from good to great with Perkins Great Plates Under 8. Get big flavor and even bigger savings with their stack of pancakes, our magnificent 7 breakfast, big bacon BLT, and more. Made fresh for just $8 or less. And always served safely, whether you dine in, order online, or get it to go. Nothing sweetens the season like a fresh baked pie from Perkins Holiday Bake Shop. Reserve yours today. Order now at perkinstogo.com.
When it comes to the holidays, some people have a lot of love to give. Like, a lot. Luckily, Pick and Save has a huge assortment of all your fresh favorites. So givers can keep giving all season long. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
Get all of your home projects done with help from Menards. Tarkett has the flooring options to match your style, whether you need sheet vinyl, laminate flooring, or vinyl planks. Right now, all Tarkett flooring is 11% off. Once your flooring is installed, brighten up your room with Fight Electric LED light bulbs. These bulbs are guaranteed to last longer, saving you money. Now all Fight Electric bulbs are 11% off at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Wednesday is Veterans Day, and we're taking you inside the Wisconsin Veterans Museum.
It's been a tough year for the museum, but we'll share how you can help and honor veterans despite the pandemic this year when we see you tomorrow from 4:30 to 7.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
And welcome back. Check out this video. This is out in California today. A sinkhole swallowing a parked van in a South Los Angeles neighborhood. According to the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, a water main broke, created the sinkhole on the street. No one was inside the van when it fell in, so no one was hurt. And new tonight, Yeti is recalling one of its popular products. The company recalling 250,000 of these mugs with a magnetic slider lid. They say there's a burn risk with them. Apparently that lid can pop off when the mug is filled with something hot. There are multiple reports of it happening. Company says if you have one, you can send the lid back and get a full refund.
The U.S. Supreme Court heard arguments today in a case that could put millions of Americans' health care coverage in jeopardy. The case challenges the constitutionality of the Affordable Care Act. It is the latest attempt to get rid of the 10-year-old law, also known as Obamacare. Skylar Henry reports.
As the Supreme Court heard a case Tuesday about the Affordable Care Act, supporters of the law rallied outside.
The folks in that Supreme Court, appointed by Republicans, are trying to strip the most vulnerable people in this country of their health care.
Since President Obama signed the law a decade ago, it's been under attack. In 2017, Republicans succeeded in eliminating the tax penalty for not purchasing insurance, known as the individual mandate. Now, a group of 18 states, along with the Trump administration, want to get rid of the law altogether.
The mandate as it exists today is unconstitutional. It is a naked command to purchase health insurance, and as such, it falls outside Congress's enumerated powers.
California is leading a group of Democratic-controlled states urging the court to leave the law in place.
Either buy insurance or do nothing. That inoperative provision doesn't harm anyone, and it doesn't violate the Constitution.
The Affordable Care Act narrowly survived a Supreme Court challenge back in 2012. But now, with a 6-3 conservative majority on the bench, many are concerned that the health care for more than 20 million Americans is in jeopardy. But Chief Justice John Roberts appeared open to letting most of the law remain even without the individual insurance mandate.
We ask ourselves whether Congress would want the rest of the law to survive if an unconstitutional provision were severed. And here Congress left the rest of the law intact. That seems to be compelling evidence on the question.
A decision is expected by late spring. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the Supreme Court.
If the law is struck down, it would wipe away coverage protections for people with pre-existing medical conditions. President Trump has repeatedly promised to protect people with pre-existing conditions, but never presented a plan on how he would do it.
The state's education department wants the legislature to invest more than $1 billion in schools over the next few years. The latest request from the Department of Public Instruction asks for an additional $1.6 billion for 2021 and 22. The department says it allows for more investments in special education, equity, and mental health aid. One of the co-chairs of the Joint Committee on Finance doesn't think the state will be able to afford that much.
Reality, we're going to be facing a budget that we're going to be very lucky to be actually fairly close to what we funded last budget. So my concern is it is a wish list that is very unrealistic considering the financial times we find ourselves in.
Districts with down enrollment from virtual learning may also lose money per pupil aid, calculated on a rolling 3-year average. This year, thousands of children left public schools. Nygren said districts need to deal with that as a consequence of their decisions, but added the legislature could pass more money if enrollment returns to normal and the resources are available.
And here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Knowlton. Gary, what a day in weather.
Well, you know, when you make a big transition from unseasonably warm weather to more normal weather, you usually have some kind of storm, and that's exactly what we had today. All the severe weather was pretty much confined to southeastern Wisconsin and northern Illinois. That's where the strong winds were the highest. Also, a little bit of hail reported in parts of northern Illinois. But Mitchell Field, Milwaukee, had a wind gust to 79 miles per hour just before 5 p.m. The greater Rockford airport had a wind gust to 72 miles per hour at about 3:37. It's all from the same line of storms that swept northeastward into southern and southeastern Wisconsin. The rain that fell late last night and this morning generally brought about 1 to 2 inches of rain over much of southern Wisconsin from Madison on toward the north and west. Here at the station, we picked up a little over 1 inch of rain, but to the southeastern part of the state got in the rain late, and when those storms swept through very quickly, it limited the rainfall amounts there. Doppler track now shows most of southern Wisconsin pretty much free of precipitation. You can see the showers showers and thunderstorms out into Michigan, moving away from us to the north and west. Still snowing across parts of Minnesota and northwestern Wisconsin. There are winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories up there for the remainder of tonight. And as we check out the wind advisory, it's actually been expanded back toward the west a little bit, including Sauk, Lafayette, and Greene counties, as well as Dane County and areas to the east. That runs until 4 a.m. These are current wind gusts, and you can see these are the maximum wind gusts today. The 79-mile-an-hour gust in Milwaukee, a lot of 50 and 60-mile-an-hour gusts from not only the straight line winds, but from thunderstorms. These are the current wind gusts, and you can see how that area of stronger winds is now shifted into southeastern Wisconsin and northern Illinois. The winds are letting up somewhat to the west, so eventually those winds should die down later on tonight. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. The overnight wind gusts will continue. There could be some gusts over 40 miles per hour at times. Then sunshine returns to tomorrow with near normal temperatures, highs in the middle 40s, and then dry weather from tomorrow through Friday, with just the exception of maybe a snow flurry chance Thursday night. Tropics are acting up again. Tropical Storm Ada, we've been talking about that for the last week plus. Now it's back in the Gulf of Mexico, may make landfall toward Florida. There's Tropical Storm Theta out in the Atlantic Ocean, not going to be much of a threat. This area potential development could form into some kind of a tropical system as it moves westward toward the Caribbean over the next 4 to 5 days. Ada right now, this is kind of reverse course again, is heading back northeastward through the Gulf of Mexico. Looks like it now may make landfall in northern Florida as a strong tropical storm and then weaken over the weekend into the early part of next week. So wind advisory in effect until 4 a.m. tomorrow morning for much of southern and southeastern Wisconsin. For tomorrow, the winds should die down. Mostly sunny, colder, high temperature at 45. Madison today had a high of 66, which was only a degree from the record, and that was early this morning when that happened. 7 to 10-day forecast, you can see the temperatures much more what you would expect for November. Highs in the 40s, a couple of days in the 50s. Rain chances will probably be highest on Saturday, maybe a shower chance on Sunday. Other than that, much of next week should be dry. And it looks like we could even see milder weather beyond the 10-day forecast, so some good news there.
Well, we'll be going into Thanksgiving at that point.
Right.
All right, Gary, thank you.
You're welcome.
Just head to sports, practicing with a purpose. Why the Badgers say after 2 weeks off, they have something to prove this Saturday at the Big House. Zach's in next with sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Right now at Hy-Vee, buy a ham, get a free turkey for your holiday gathering. That's right, buy a ham, get a free turkey. Buy a Hormel Cure 81 boneless ham for just $3.99 a pound and get a honeysuckle white turkey for free. Only at Hy-Vee.
Papa Murphy's presents How to Change the Way You Pizza. Step 1. Carefully knead dough. Step 2. Artfully spread sauce. Step 3. Add fresh mozzarella and assemble toppings. Step 4. Realize we already did all that for you. So all you have to do is bake it. Right now, get the Cheeseburger pizza with ground beef, burger sauce, onions, and pickles for just $10. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
Looks like they finally got rid of that trip hazard. They pump it full of mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Where are the patched holes? Where's the splashed mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Concrete lifting technologies can quickly raise and level any concrete surface using cutting-edge foam technology made in Wisconsin. Fast and accurate and eco-friendly.
How did those guys do it? Where are the holes? Where's the mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Your business is your pride and joy. You raised it with hard work, from nothing but a dream. And since you care so much, naturally you want to protect it from harm. That's where we come in. Because a great insurance policy is not a necessary evil. It's the best way to keep your business happy, healthy, and profitable. And that is the silver lining. Pamper your business with a policy from West Bend.
Great day on the lake.
It is.
Lunch is cooking. And I saved a bunch of money on my boat insurance with Geico.
Oh, yeah?
Fellas, can it get any better than this? Whoa. My old hairstyle grew back.
So did mine.
What? I was an 80s kid.
It only gets better when you switch and save with Geico.
It takes attention to detail.
With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family warm this winter,
Here, let me show you how this works.
it takes Bryant.
Bryant. Whatever it takes.
In the Madison area, call Heating and Cooling Incorporated.
For your heating and air conditioning needs, call Tarkenton Brothers.
Right now at Hy-Vee, buy a ham, get a free turkey for your holiday gathering. That's right, buy a ham, get a free turkey. Buy a Hormelcure 81 boneless ham for just $3.99 a pound and get a honeysuckle white turkey for free. Only at Hy-Vee.
Kendrick Pryor called these last 2 weeks without football weird and sad. But the emotion this week is a complete 180 of that now that the Badgers are back to their normal in-season routine. The guys are excited that they have another opportunity to play this Saturday. And after nearly 14 days off, they've been flying around at practice because they know there's work to be done and things to prove.
There was a lot of excitement today and a lot of confidence too. We've always been a confident group, and I think just getting back out there, knowing that, hey, we actually got a game scheduled for this Saturday, yeah, bro, a lot of the guys were excited.
We've only played one game. We haven't really proven ourselves yet, shown too much on tape, and I feel like everyone's had a good energy this week because we were off so long and we have like something to prove coming up this weekend.
All eyes of the college hockey world will be on Wisconsin and Notre Dame when the two drop the puck on the season Friday night in South Bend. And over the last 3 years, the series with the Irish hasn't been too kind to the Badgers. UW has won just 4 of the last 12 times they skated against each other. But Tony Granato knows if his team wants to get off to a good start this season, they're going to have to be like Notre Dame and play consistent.
They are the one team that doesn't change. They play the same way. They have a aura about them on how they're going to play. They have an identity of what they want to be. You got to be ready to grind it out. They play the same way from the start of the game through, all through 60 minutes. And for us to have success, we are going to have to steal a little bit of their identity just on the consistency part of playing the same way over and over.
Greg Gard has added another tough test to his team's non-conference schedule. Wisconsin will welcome mid-major Northern Iowa to the Kohl Center on December 16th. And it's about time these two got on the schedule. Over the past couple years, the Badgers and the Panthers have actually held secret scrimmages before tipping off their seasons. And the Masters tees off on Thursday, so the guys were playing a practice round today, and check out John Rahm on 16. He skips it across the water onto the green and then somehow gets the ball to not only curve toward the hole, but yeah, it's gonna roll all the way in for a hole-in-one. I'd say he's ready for round one, and today is also John Rahm's birthday. We're back after this.
Get more home for the holidays now with the Brothers Maine Black Friday is Today sale. Shop online or safely in-store all month for up to 40% off brands like Frigidaire, Whirlpool, Amana, and Maytag. Black Friday priced right now. Upgrade your kitchen with a 24-inch built-in stainless steel dishwasher, just $288. This is your Black Friday store for more, including free delivery. The Black Friday is Today sale means more selection, more savings, and more home for the holidays from the Brothers Maine. Your local store for more since 1938.
Millions of customers are leaving their providers and switching to Spectrum. And if you have satellite, it's not hard to see why. Because unlike satellite, Spectrum gives you all the services you need, like internet and TV from one provider.
They do?
Yeah, they do. And Spectrum has the fastest download speeds with the most reliable performance. Get Spectrum Internet with speeds at 200 megabits for $44.99 a month. Call 833-909-4499. Spectrum wins on TV, too. Unlike satellite, Spectrum doesn't have an ugly dish to install. And you get exclusive premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
Wow, really?
Really. Plus, Spectrum has more free HD and free on demand. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-909-4499. And unlike satellite providers, Spectrum doesn't have contracts or early termination fees. We'll even buy out your current contract up to $500. Switch to America's fastest growing internet, TV, and voice provider. Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each. Ask about our easy self-install options. Call 833-909-4499.
Isn't it time you had a health insurance company that shares the same values as you? One that acts like a trusted health partner, that not only offers easy access to the doctors, hospitals, and clinics of UW Health, but also sees the greater good in keeping us healthy in the first place. A company that understands that serving our community means serving all of our communities. Isn't it time you had Quartz? Quartz, health plans built with you in mind.
Culver's chicken sandwiches are proof that raised right tastes right.
I really care about the food we eat, and that all starts here.
The chicken that we serve to our kids is grown right here on our farm.
It takes growers like yourself to produce these great sandwiches at Culver's.
Every bite tastes like chicken is supposed to.
This is chicken raised right.
Our grilled chicken, our crispy chicken, and our spicy crispy chicken, they are amazing.
Welcome to delicious.
It's the gifting polka.
Holiday gifting is in full swing.
It's the gifting polka.
And nothing sends guys and gals reeling like the new Wisconsin Lottery Holiday Scratch Games. On sale now from $1 to $15 and featuring a variety of top prizes. These gifts are humdingers.
It's the gifting polka.
Only from the Wisconsin Lottery.
This portion of News 3 Now is sponsored by SHOPKO Optical. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Finally tonight, a new statue was unveiled on Long Island today. It's of Scully, the beloved service dog of former Sully. Didn't I say Sully? Okay, beloved service dog of former President George H.W. Bush. Sully was born and raised on Long Island. The sculptor says she was so taken with the dog's loyalty and devotion, she dedicated her art to America's vet dogs. Sully now comforts servicemen and women at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center.
That's a good lad.
I was going to say, who's a good boy?
That one. I know one that's not so good. Let's go to Gary. Final check is that we got those wind advisories still going on.
Yeah, temperatures have dropped into the 30s. Current wind gusts about 35 to 45 miles an hour. Wind advisories in effect until 4 a.m. tomorrow morning.
All right, Gary, thank you. And thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good, be well, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.